Hi, it's Julia from Crosspatch. Today we are making little circle bags. So I've done a pattern, and in the pattern there's 3 sizes of these bags. So this is what the pattern will look like on the front. You can make a baby size, which is just the right size for putting your glasses in. You can make a medium-sized bag, like so. If you look at my last YouTube video, you'll see how to make these little hexy flower pincushions. You can hang one on the outside of your bag, or you can make the larger size one. If I just show you the size. So this was my prototype, so it didn't have any lace on it. So I was just seeing how they worked out. And then we started adding lace and pretty ties to them, and buttons and stuff. So those are the 3 sizes you can make, and they're really quick to make and really simple to make. So let's move this to one side and then we'll show you how to make it. So what you do is you start off with 2 squares of fabric, and you just fold your squares of fabric into quarters. Now the sizes I've used for the baby size, I've used a layer cake, so they're 10-inch squares. The medium-sized one is 14-inch squares, and the big size one is 18-inch squares. Okay, so all you do is you fold your squares into quarters like so. At which point you need to get a ruler. So I'm demoing with a 10-inch square, so I need a 5-inch radius on a 10-inch square. And all you do is you get your ruler and you line it up with the folded corner of your fabric, which is that corner there. And you just go round and you mark dots at 5-inch intervals, always making sure that the ruler's on that corner there. So once you've done that, you can see there, you've got a quarter circle marked, and you just cut along those lines with your rotary cutter to give you 2 circles. So you'll end up with 2 circles. So I've got, that's going to be my outer, and that's going to be my lining. So you need to fuse the main fabric to some bosal. So this is fusible on one side, this bosal. And then you're going to put your lining fabric on top of that and pin it in place. And you're going to stitch all round, use about 1/4 inch seam all around the outer edge. Now if you've got a fabric that's say it's squares, geometric, like my little baby bag, I didn't want my squares going wonky, so make sure you line up your squares so that when you fold your bag up in half, your squares are going to be going the right way. Likewise, if you've got a fabric that all the flowers are going in one direction, make sure you've lined them up before you put the lining fabric on and before you sew it together. Also with directional fabric, you might want to mark your cutting lines first before you put the lining on top, because then you can't really see where your fabric is. So the cutting lines are on, you're going to mark on the back of your bosal. So you need to draw a line down the middle of the circle, and then for the baby bag you want another line 1 inch each side, so that makes 2 inches across. So therefore you want a line from the edge of your circle to there, that needs to be 2 inches. Now for the next size up in the pattern, you will also get a table, so that will tell you the sizes. Obviously that looks back to front in the camera, but never mind, I'm going to tell you what the sizes are. So if you're doing the 7-inch radius, so the 14-inch circle, you're going to want 2 inches either side of the line. And because you've got 2 inches that side and 2 inches that side, that makes a 4-inch square to cut out. On the biggest size, so an 18-inch circle, you want 2.5 inches either side. So 2.5 and 2.5 is 5, so you cut out a 5-inch square on either end. Okay, so draw those marks in. You've stitched all the way round, and once you've done that, just cut out those squares either side. So cut out that square, cut out that square. Okay, and then you can turn it right sides out through this bit, because you cut this bit out, there's a hole there. You can turn them right sides out and you'll end up with something that looks like this. So now you can see what I mean about, like, if you've got a directional print. I've got squares on this one. When I fold it up, I wanted my squares to be, not to be wonky, if you know what I mean. I wanted them to be that way up. So you've cut this out. The next thing is decide, do you want to add lace as a trim before you top stitch it? If you do, get some lace and line it up on each semicircle here on the edge of those, and then you can top stitch all the way around the lace and all the way around these little openings. Okay, once you've done that, you're going to end up with something like this. So I put lace around the edges on this one, and I've top stitched around those corners. The other thing you want to do is, it's not vital if you forget this, but what you want to do is draw like a pencil line between each corner of your cutouts and top stitch that, because that makes your bag fold better. So you can see on the back of that one where I've sewn it each side, and then when you fold it up, they fold better. Okay, so next, to make the actual bag shape, all you need to do, make sure the right sides are inside like that. So you're folding right side against right side when you're folding your bag, and always fold the same way either side. So I've already folded one side, I'm going to fold the other side. So I'm going to fold that over to line up there, and then I'm going to top stitch that in place, and then I'm going to fold the other side over, and I'm going to top stitch that again now. Now you've got 3 bits of Bosal. If you've got a really lightweight sewing machine, it is really going to struggle with this. If you do it a stitch at a time, lengthen your stitch to number 4 and just go really, really, really slow, you'll just about do it. Okay, so when you've done that both sides, you need to add some tabs. So the tabs are basically going to be the width of that gusset. So in this one it's 2 inches, and then you need to add on a seam allowance so you can fold in each side. So I usually cut it 3 inches, and then I fold in on all 4 sides, and then I will put one on here. So now you're sewing through 3 loads of Bosal plus your tabs. So again, go really slowly. So sew on one side, and then get the binding and fold it over the back. If it's this one's a bit too big, so I'm going to fold it twice, and then I'm going to put it over the back, and then I will top stitch that, and that's going to be your binding, which is going to be inside your bag. So basically that bit is this bit. If I unfold this bag, that's just your binding on the inside of your bag, and then when you turn the bag the right sides out, it's quite forgiving. It hides any little mistakes you might have made on the bottom of your binding. That'll be the inside of your bag, plus it gives it a bit more body. So as you can see, these are brilliant for putting your glasses in, just the right size. Now if you'd wanted to put handles on, the best time, you can sew the handles on now, because you'll easily slip that under your sewing machine, or when you're at this stage you can add your handles. So to make the handles, there's another demo on YouTube of mine of making bag handles. Other than that, the measurements are in the pattern, but for the little bag you want a 10-inch strip. So again, it's layer cake friendly, by 2 inches. So I've got 2 strips, 10 inches by 2 inches. I've got 1 inch of iron-on wadding on the inside. I've used some H630 for this. And then you fold the handles right sides together along the long length like that. And then you top stitch it all around, but leave a gap in that middle seam for turning, and then turn it right sides out, and then fold it from 2 inches either end. You're folding it in half again, and then you just top stitch. So that will give you that shape, and these flat bits are what go on the front of your bag. So these will go, I think they were about 1.5 inches from the side and 1.5 inches down on this side, and then just top stitch them on top of your bag. For the medium sized bag, I cut handles that were 4 inches wide and 12 inches long, and for the big bag they were 5 inches wide and 15 inches long, just made up exactly the same way but just different lengths to suit the different bags. Okay, another thing you can do to finish off, you can sew some tape to the back of your bag so you can tie it closed, and then I put a little self-cover button on the front. Okay, so they're really quick and easy to do, really simple to do, tiny size, brilliant layer cake project. The next 2 sizes fat quarters really for these. Simple to do. The lace trim as well makes them look really pretty, or you could put some rickrack or anything on the edge there. Okay, that's it. Go make your circle bags, and I look forward to seeing pictures of them. Thanks for watching. If you want written patterns, they're on the cross-patch.co.uk website. They're on the home page or on the pattern page, and there's loads of pictures on social media of all the ones I've made. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye.